So one of the reasons I started this channel in the first place was to talk about older games and older consoles, especially because I grew up in the early 2000s with things like the DS Lite, 3DS, the Wii, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. That was my era of consoles and games, respectively. But something I've always covered and something I've always done multiple times is talk about older consoles, specifically ones I've purchased. I actually had an entire 3DS and new 3DS XL video plan that I eventually scrapped, but I did do a video about buying a GameCube and how I went back and played a ton of older GameCube games, and I still do. I have it actually hooked up to my TV right now. But I saw this article pop up on Game Rant the other day, and I thought it was so funny, and I thought it was something that I could give somewhat of a good insight on. To set the scene, I love the Nintendo 3DS. It is easily my favorite console of all time behind the original Switch, and it is the one that I've played more than anything else. I probably logged over 1 million hours on it, and I'm not over exaggerating. Like, I would not be surprised if I was at like 300,000 hours on my 3DS. I played it everywhere. I've talked about it before, and I'll talk about it until the day I die on this channel. I was an only child, so video games for me were huge, and games that I could take with me anywhere, oh my god. Daycares to friends' houses, everywhere. I love this fucking thing. So recently, if you haven't been paying attention to market values, the price of the Nintendo 3DS consoles have absolutely skyrocketed. Skyrocketed. This is why you don't take something before filming. Some versions of the handheld are going for like almost $400 at this point. Obviously, in the early 2010s, I think it was 2011, the 3DS came out, and it was the next step of the DS. And it was priced, I think, initially at $250, which is just like, can we just go back to that, please? Because I think my PlayStation Portal was almost $300. Maybe not. I don't remember. I think I'm just exaggerating. I just miss having a DS be that cheap. The 3DS XL, which was my personal favorite, was $199, I think, when it came out. Oh my god, it sold over 75 million units, the 3DS in general. But the prices have been skyrocketing, even though the Nintendo 3DS was officially discontinued in 2021, and then Nintendo also shut down the Nintendo eShop on the handheld, I think either in 2024 or 2025. But now the new Nintendo 3DS XL, which was the successor to the base 3DS console kind of lineups, are sitting between either $200 to $350 depending on the condition. Obviously, this thing still plays physical games and retains backwards compatibility with DS games. So the 3DS has an insanely huge library of games to play. And that's honestly probably one of the reasons for this massive surge. But just to put it even more into perspective, the article talks about how the current price of a new base Nintendo Switch is about $340. So honestly, the Nintendo 3DS is becoming more expensive than a new Nintendo Switch, and I think that's a good thing, to be honest. I think it's kicking Nintendo's ass and puts it into perspective. But article brings up how GameStop's stock of refurbished new Nintendo 3DS XL systems are going for almost $380. Obviously, I personally wouldn't buy a refurbished Nintendo 3DS from GameStop, but I mean, this console has some of the best fucking games ever made, man. You have the Majora's Mask 3D remake, you have Monster Hunter 4, you have every of like the best generations of Pokemon on there. You have games like Kid Icarus, which was kind of like a one and done feeling game, like they haven't done anything since. There are Metroid games, and don't even get me started if you hack this thing properly, which I'm not telling you to, because if I do, Nintendo will eat me. But if you somehow manage to outsmart Nintendo's extremely smart and very hard-working development team, then you have an even bigger library. The 3DS, and especially the new 3DS, can actually run a lot of games. And I think one of the reasons that this is really happening is because of the current kind of hate sphere around what's going on at Nintendo. If you don't know, 2025 was probably one of their worst PR years in a very long time. The Switch 2 came out and was more expensive than a lot of people thought it should have been. There wasn't a lot of very good first-party games that came out as well. You also had the price increases of said games, and you had the entire game key card drama. Now, I'm not going to really go into specific about each of those things because honestly I already have, and I feel like all of those things deserve their own videos. But 2026 might be a better year for them now that Doug Bowser is gone. Like, Bowser is out of the company. They have a new CEO. A lot of people internally are in the rumor mill saying that Nintendo is going back to full game cartridges or just downloadable games, but those are just rumors, so it doesn't really matter. But the reason I bring all of that up is because there was a lot of distrust, honestly, and just discontent with Nintendo. And again, as one of their biggest fucking glazers on this platform, I'll come out and say that they really pissed me off this year. So I personally have been playing, honest to God, my 2DS, my 3DS, or my 3DS XL way more than I've been playing my Switch 2 this year. And that's not to say I have buyer's remorse or anything like that. I fucking love the Switch 2, and I actually am liking it more than my normal Switch. But the 3DS to me is the superior console, mostly because it just has some of my fucking most nostalgic favorite games on it. And it feels like other people are feeling the same way. And honestly, if you're around my age, right, kind of your early to mid, maybe even late 20s, you're probably sitting there thinking, man, a lot of these newer games that are coming out just don't appease me the same way. So let's go back and just play some of the older games. Obviously, collecting culture has also exploded over the last couple of years. I think that's a very important thing to say that I don't see anywhere in this article for some reason. Obviously, games and the titles themselves have gotten a lot of value over the years, but I think this is absolutely fucking amazing. Honestly, if you haven't ever owned a 3DS or a new 3DS, you should. I think it is an amazing console. You can find DS games quite literally on every corner of the planet still. Like, I was just at a farmer's market the other day and this lady had a fucking bucket of them. Like, you can find these things everywhere, man. Or if you want to go like the expensive collector's route, people are probably selling them like hotcakes right now. I also think it's important to look at Japanese importing. You can find a ton of different websites that will let you import items directly to Japan, or directly from Japan if you're not in Japan. And obviously you would pay a lot for like the custom stuff and the delivery or whatever, but normally their consoles are in insanely good condition and they aren't as expensive as they are in the US. I'm actually really happy that more people are getting to experience my favorite console ever. There was so much good that this console had in it, and I'm sorry, I keep hitting my desk with this new microphone. I need to stop doing that. But the 3DS had so many things about it that I loved, and I still use it all the time, especially when traveling. It also takes some nostalgic looking ass videos, man. If you ever want to feel fucking old and you were born in the early 2000s, find someone who recorded a concert on a 3DS. You're gonna feel it, man. Or even the DSi. Oh my god. But let me know what you think in the comment sections down below. If you're someone who's been going back and using the 3DS over the last couple of months, let me know what you've been playing. I'd really love to know. If you guys want me to do an entire video dedicated on me buying my new 3DS that's modded, I will. But thank you guys so much for all the support. Welcome to 2026, baby. We're hitting it strong with videos already. This has been Nate, otherwise known as Whikked. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. You guys know what to do. Just fucking click the button. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.